Welcome to Surprise Insights. Today, we'll journey through 25 photos that seem too wild to be real, but are as genuine as they come. Each image will test your sense of reality. No Photoshop needed. If you love uncovering surprising, jaw-dropping facts, make sure to subscribe for more videos like this. And don't forget to like, comment, and share. Let's dive in and get ready to question everything. 25. The ship that almost became a landmark. Imagine a sleepy village on the coast of Newcastle, Australia, jolted awake by the sight of a mammoth ship grounded on its beach. In 2007, the Pasha Bulker, a 40,000-ton cargo vessel, ran aground at Nobby's Beach. This colossal vessel loomed so close to shore it seemed almost surreal, as if plucked from the ocean and placed on the sand by a giant hand. Tourists flocked to see the steel behemoth resting awkwardly on the shoreline, a spectacle of both maritime mishap and human curiosity. 24. Grisly guest at the wedding. A bear at a wedding may sound like a disaster waiting to happen, but for Casey Anderson, it was just another day with Bruno, his 800-pound pet grizzly. Bruno, who had been raised in captivity since cubhood, accompanied Casey to his wedding as best man. This photo of the groom with his bear captures a moment of trust and friendship that's hard to fathom. While some might say he's courting danger, Casey saw it as a family celebration, with his loyal companion by his side. 23. A tennis match in the sky. What could be more surreal than a tennis court hovering a mile above the ground? In 2005, tennis legends Andre Agassi and Roger Federer accepted a daring challenge to play on the Burj Al Arab's helipad in Dubai. With no safety rails and the vast desert below, each serve must have come with a surge of adrenaline. This high-altitude match was a publicity stunt, but one that left spectators in awe, watching two of the greatest players in history square off with Dubai's cityscape as their backdrop. 22. The mysterious floating helmet. This image of a Finnish hockey player pummeling what appears to be an invisible opponent left sports fans doing a double-take. The player, Pasi Noiranen, was simply mid-tackle, but the Norwegian opponent's helmet and body were obscured in a way that made it look like a ghostly confrontation. The photo's strange timing gives the illusion of an ethereal, bodiless figure on the ice. It's a snapshot of sports photography at its finest, capturing action and mystery in a split second. 21. Santa, but in black and white. At the 2009 San Francisco Santa Con, one Santa stood out from the sea of red and white, a Santa rendered entirely in grayscale. His makeup was so flawless that he looked like a scene from an old film or a photograph brought to life. This black and white Santa became a visual icon, blending nostalgia with artistry in a way that left people questioning the reality of what they saw. It's a reminder of how creativity can transform a simple costume into a jaw-dropping optical illusion. 20. The bicycle swallowed by nature. On Vashon Island in Washington, an old bicycle stands encased in the trunk of a tree, as if frozen mid-swallow. This strange scene has inspired countless theories, but one popular story suggests a boy abandoned it years ago, and the tree simply grew around it. The image captures the passage of time and the power of nature, slowly engulfing the man-made object in its grasp. This rare spectacle has turned into a local attraction, where visitors come to see the unlikely merger of metal and bark. 19. A boy born with 31 digits. In 2010, the world was introduced to a boy from China with an astonishing 31 fingers and toes, a rare condition known as polydactyly. This congenital anomaly left him with 15 fingers and 16 toes, a sight that shocked many and captured global headlines. Medical teams worked to surgically remove the excess digits to improve his mobility. This remarkable case reminds us of the vast diversity in human biology and the medical possibilities available today to help individuals with unique physical conditions. 18. A desert that looks like a painting. This mesmerizing image from Namibia looks like an art piece, but it's entirely real. The yellow gold in the photo isn't the sky, but rather a massive sand dune, catching the twilight in a way that turns it into a glowing canvas. The foreground, however, is cast in shadow, creating a dark, bluish hue that tricks the eye. The juxtaposition of colors and textures fooled many online viewers into believing it was a painting. But nature, in this case, was the true artist. 17. The indoor cloud. Dutch artist Bernd Smilde creates clouds, not in the sky but inside art galleries. Using precise humidity, temperature, and mist techniques. He conjures clouds that float mysteriously in midair, just long enough to capture on camera. The ethereal quality of these clouds, with their soft edges and fleeting presence, transforms indoor spaces into surreal dreamscapes. It's art that feels like magic, and seeing a cloud suspended indoors is a sight that baffles and enchants all who witness it. 16. The 85-tool Swiss Army knife. This gargantuan Swiss Army knife is no pocket tool. It's a massive 85-tool contraption that stretches nearly 19 inches. Crafted by Winger, it weighs 2 pounds and includes everything from scissors to saws, screwdrivers, and even a magnifying glass. It's a novelty item for sure, but its sheer complexity and absurdity make it both fascinating and humorous. This ultimate survival tool is impractical to carry but ideal as a display piece for any tool enthusiast. 15. The giant German rabbits. In Germany, a farmer named Karl Smolinski has bred rabbits, so enormous they could easily be mistaken for small dogs. These giant greys are part of a breed that can weigh up to 22 pounds and are raised primarily for food. They've become so famous that North Korea even purchased a few to aid in feeding its population. These massive bunnies challenge our idea of what a rabbit should look like, blending cute with colossal. 14. The largest sinkhole in the world. On the outskirts of Mirny, Russia, lies the Mir Diamond Mine, a hole so vast that it creates its own air currents. Helicopters are banned from flying above due to the unpredictable turbulence. This mining site plunges hundreds of meters into the earth, revealing layer upon layer of exposed rock. It's a humbling sight, a reminder of both the immensity of human engineering and the fragility of nature against industry's demands. 13. The ostrich race. Believe it or not, people race ostriches in various parts of the world, including South Africa and the United States. Riders mount these enormous birds, balancing precariously as they dash forward with remarkable speed. The sight of these towering birds charging down a racetrack with humans in tow is both comical and astonishing. It's a high-stakes game, as ostriches are far from easy to control. Yet this bizarre sport draws crowds who thrill at its sheer absurdity. 12. The one-wheeled motorcycle. The OneWHE Motorcycle, a curious invention, combines a unicycle's simplicity with a motorcycle's power. This unusual contraption, balanced on one large wheel, is both a marvel of engineering and a feat of balance. It's not practical for most, but it embodies the spirit of invention and shows how creative minds can redefine the boundaries of transportation. The OneWHE is a vehicle that turns heads and elicits gasps from onlookers, simply by being itself. 10. The dog duo that defied the odds. In Quezon City, Philippines, 2 dogs, Bambi and Cute, were born with a rare condition that left them without front legs. This heartwarming photo shows them upright and walking proudly on their hind legs, defying all odds with the help of their devoted owner, Lope Tulipas. Despite their unique challenge, they've adapted remarkably well, showing incredible resilience and charm. Their story inspires anyone who sees them, proving that even against tough odds, life can find a way. 9. The Moroccan goat tree. It's not every day you see a tree with goats perched in its branches, but in Morocco, this sight is surprisingly common. These nimble animals climb the branches of the argan tree to reach its small, tasty fruit, balancing high above the ground in ways that seem impossible. Locals and tourists alike are often startled by this bizarre yet entirely natural phenomenon, which creates the image of a goat tree. This unique behavior showcases the adaptability and resourcefulness of these animals in search of food. 8. The Middle Eastern sandstorm that swallowed a city. This jaw-dropping image from Iraq in 2005 shows a sandstorm of biblical proportions engulfing the landscape like a colossal, creeping wave. These storms, known for their sudden and ferocious onset, can turn daylight into a reddish twilight and reduce visibility to 0 in seconds, capturing the raw, humbling power of nature. The photo reminds us of the extreme conditions people endure in this part of the world. It's both beautiful and terrifying, a stark portrayal of nature's unpredictability. 7. Cartoon sculpture or optical illusion. On a hill in New Zealand, artist Neil Dawson's Horizons sculpture stands out for its sheer surrealism. The artwork, resembling a giant piece of paper fluttering in the wind, seems to defy physics as it floats above the ground. Crafted entirely from welded steel, It creates an optical illusion that's visible from afar, where viewers often mistake it for a drawing or CGI. The sculpture blurs the line between art and reality, showcasing how human creativity can play tricks on the mind. 6. The giant table and tiny bike. In Hampstead Heath, England, stands a massive table and chair, towering over visitors and dwarfing everything around it. Titled The Writer, this sculpture by artist Giancarlo Neri symbolizes the isolation and introspection of writing. The enormity of the table, juxtaposed with a small, nearby bike, creates a surreal scene that visitors can walk beneath, feeling like characters in a fairy tale. It's a thought-provoking piece that invites contemplation on the creative process and the scale of human ambition. 5. The Monster Ducky. Floating innocuously in harbors worldwide, this enormous rubber ducky by artist Florentin Hoffman is far from the average bathtime toy. Standing several stories high, it has been spotted bobbing along coastlines from Sydney to Hong Kong, amusing locals and tourists alike. Though playful in nature, this massive ducky also serves as a reminder of the childlike wonder we all carry within, showing how something simple can bring joy on a grand scale. 4. The art of rock balancing. At first glance, these stacks of rocks seem to defy gravity, as if held together by invisible threads. But in reality, rock balancing is an art form that requires immense patience, concentration, and an understanding of physics. Artists carefully stack rocks in seemingly impossible configurations, creating sculptures that look as if they could topple with the slightest breeze. It's a practice that's as meditative as it is mind-bending, reminding us of the balance that exists between nature and human creativity. 3. The lake with a bottomless drain. In Northern California's Lake Berryessa, an enormous man-made drain, known as the Glory Hole, creates the illusion of water disappearing into a mysterious void. At 70 feet in diameter and 300 feet deep, this drain controls the lake's water levels, yet the sight of it in action is surreal. During heavy rains, the water spirals downward in a vortex that resembles a black hole, creating a mesmerizing spectacle. This remarkable engineering feat is a sight to behold, a practical structure that's become a local legend. 2. The two-faced cat. Known as a Janus cat, after the Roman god with two faces, Frank and Louis made history as the longest-living cat of his kind. Born with two faces, two mouths, and three eyes, Frank and Louis defied the odds by surviving far longer than most Janus cats, who rarely live beyond a few days. This astonishing creature captured the hearts of many, reminding us of the marvels and mysteries of nature. His unique look made him a viral sensation, a symbol of resilience and survival. 1. Sea monsters, or so it seems. At first glance, this image from New England's shoreline looks like a scene from a horror movie, with dark, tentacle-like forms reaching out toward surfers. But in reality, these monsters are simply patches of thick seaweed swirling with the tides. The eerie shapes and movements create a striking visual effect, lending the illusion of an underwater army ready to strike. It's a reminder of how the natural world can mimic our imaginations, conjuring sights that inspire both wonder and trepidation. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the strange, the surreal, and the downright unbelievable. If these images sparked your imagination or left you questioning what's real, then hit that like button, drop a comment, and share this video with others who love a good mystery. And for more mind-blowing facts, subscribe to Surprise Insights. We'll keep bringing you the unexpected, one fact at a time.